Welcome to Loleventvods. Watch the full game of today's LTA 2025 matchup.
What a rematch between these two titans, Kobe. We are talking about the finals from last summer, how close that one was, and now we get a rematch.
Really epic rivalry, honestly, between these two teams at the top of the LCS. It was so fun to watch last year. So I'm excited for the next iteration here. And we just saw Garen. I expect, the reveal on the Garen has already given up, so I don't think they'll pick it again.
Yeah.
Maybe even ban.
I mean, it was really fun, to watch these two teams battling back and forth. It was almost dead even, if not exactly even in game score. They were going back and forth in series. Obviously, FlyQuest, did end the year on a high note. But I know talking to TL and talking to Spawn, he's like, yeah, well, had one or two things gone differently here, we would have won, and it'd be a totally different story.
Yep.
And we would have been the team that was on top.
If other thing happened, then result would have been different.
I mean, it's just like both these teams, very competitive, and they want to prove that they are the best team. Neither team expected to be in this lower bracket. They expect to be playing a tiebreaker for first, and instead they're here playing for third, fourth, and now they've got to be able to get the best of their rival.
And that's what all expectations were. I don't think a single person, other than Meteos, had somebody other than FlyQuest or Team Liquid in first, second seed. So now we do get to see that matchup here. As we're catching up on the bans, all of them are in. It's Ivern, Zyra, and Varus. Banned away on Team Liquid side. FlyQuest banning away the Kalista, the Talia, and the Aurora. So first pick now from Team Liquid. See what their priority is. Skarner, freshly nerfed, still locked in.
Yeah, and we saw freshly utilized quite effectively, I would say, in that Skarner game. Despite not...
Where's the Volibear? What's up with that,
Dude, the Volibear...
Were you listening? I was shouting you out.
I was listening.
I was giving the rundown.
I was listening, and then I was watching his opening. His opening was quite good.
Did I do justice, Kobe? Did I make you proud?
You did. Did you see him pop the blast cone before the camp spawn to get the extra passive stack?
Oh.
Because he did. He was paying attention. One extra passive stack.
Okay.
It was good.
Watching the Kobe VODs.
Now, I also watched the dive that he did on the Cassante, who had W available. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So that was less good.
You'll claim the blast cone, you won't claim the dive.
that was less good.
The dive, not from my VOD. The blast cone, that was me.
Learn that one from a different teacher. Learn that one from somebody else. Corky and Vi now locked in here for FlyQuest. So Umpty going to be on the other side of a Vi game this time around.
Yeah, all right. Well, Inspired has a pretty good track record with Vi. I know we have...
On everything, really, let's be honest.
There's a lot of Vi haters, on the broadcast. Flowers
and on the dive.
Flowers is #1, yeah, and on the dive as well. But we'll see what they pair it with. Generally, you're going to want, some sort of, mage assassin to be able to pair with it in the mid lane there, but can provide a lot of different roles.
I'm going to be interested to see, if TL goes back to what I associate most strongly with them, which is like the 3 frontliners and the 2 carries, because so far this split, they haven't really been doing that. Has been a lot more on carries, hasn't really been working out as well for them. But when I think about TL at their strongest last year, it was pretty much always Yon, APA, hyper carries, 3 meatballs, engage champs around them to be able to just protect them and start the fights. And through these first couple of picks, it is looking like that standard TL draft that we would see from them time and time again last year.
Outside of occasionally like a Zinja or a Viego, Umpty was playing a lot of the tanks. Again, on it because we have the Kazante locked in with the Azir. So seems like we are setting up for that style from Team Liquid.
We have seen some little hints of possible Core JJ practice on some enchanters as well, so maybe that little wrinkle could come in, but like you're saying already, this is very standard for TL. And now, of course, FlyQuest will look at the bottom lane to ban away. Since they've got the Corki already, take away some possibilities here from Yon. Varus is also already off the table. So some of the dive stuff here with the Kaisa will be next.
Second set sign, by the way, in the audience. The audience really wants set to be picked. But also freshly nerfed champion, the Cassiopeia.
Rest of counting ability.
Yeah. Well, two is my limit, actually. No, don't make a third one.
You've got way more fingers than that, though. You just use the fingers, buddy. You can pass 2. I believe in you. Yeah, I believe in you to get past 2.
Is a thumb a finger?
No.
No?
I don't think biologically.
Yeah. 8 then.
That's
a stop. Maxed out,
Thanks for the defense. Thanks for the defense.
That still gives a lot of headroom to get
4x.
past 2.
You said you could only go to 2, so...
Well, now I have the new strat. Umpty's learning Volibear from Kobe. I'm learning counting as well. Yeah. As the now, like you said, for the bans, it's going to be a lot of bot lane focus here from FlyQuest. Kaisa taking off the table first. imagine something else in that bot lane will be the focus as well.
Yeah, it is going to be that Cassio coming out here, you know, and there was a lot of talk from FlyQuest after their first series win where they did the Cassio. Of course, it was with the Ivern and the Urgot. Urgot is still up and available, so it'll be interesting to see if that does get banned out. Swain going to get taken away, and if you've been watching Bopo's stream, obviously he just played it last series as well, but he's been playing a lot of Swain. He played it in the streams against Cloud9, but also in solo queue. He's been spamming it a lot and has been a big fan of it.
I mean, he became monstrously tanky in that last game, just full stacking.
With Timberwinter, Rylai's, and Grass just stacking health, you are very tanky.
I like this last ban from Team Liquid as well. Get that Poppy out of there. It's definitely one of the things that can completely turn this back around for the Azir.
Yeah, are you a happy B mode or a sad B mode?
I'm happy.
You're happy?
Yeah.
Right now, it depends on the time. Right now, I'm definitely a happy.
Yeah. It's a beautiful day for some League of Legends. And Bessa locked in here for FlyQuest. So Bwipo going to be piloting that one, presumably in the top lane.
Yeah, he loves this champion. He has spammed so many games on it since it came out. Has full confidence. A lot of his long rants were on it as well. The builds is something he feels very strongly about. Building big lethality damage on this champion.
And one of the things, it's not like a non-traditional combo, but people talk about Vi, Ahri, and all this. Vi and Bessa works very well as well, because you go with the ultimate, it's perfect setup for that public execution. True. It is a guaranteed hit, lets you get in on that backline as a really powerful dive buddy alongside that Vi.
So they've got their counter dive ready. The Renata. This is one of the things we were talking about earlier, as far as it was hinted at for CoreJJ a bit earlier. You know, teams have banded against them, and he is a very good Renata. So you've got a lot of answers here. The ultimate, as well as the bailout, both very, very substantial answers here into Vi and Bessa.
And it's going to be Ashe paired with it. So not that 3 frontliners with 2 hyper carries. It's going to be Ashe, who's more of a facilitator.
Well, and it does kind of push him towards an engage AD because they're not drafting, you know, an Alistar or Nautilus or whatever. They don't really have any great primary engage, right? You know, generally speaking, Skarner works better as like a follow-up. So because they decided to go for this CoreJJ Renata, which I think is a fantastic pick, it meant they need some more engage, so they go towards the Ashe. I'm a little bit worried for the Ashe, though. When I look over at this team, there is so much dive. You are going to be the prime target here in pretty much each and every fight. So a lot of the fights, you know, Yon is likely to go down. But that being said, if you create a lot of space with the hostile takeover, APA can maybe kind of wipe everyone up.
Yep, try and get him a bailout, try and get him some extra room to work with. And APA's Azir has been strong early on, so let's see about this one. We also throw the Nico in for some more engage on top of the Vi, on top of the Mbessa here from FlyQuest. A lot of AoE to back it up.
Yeah, the Wombo combo is going to be incredible to watch from FlyQuest if they can pull it off. The problem being that the bailout from the Renata Glass can be just so annoying to deal with in those types of situations, because Vi is kind of squishy. So yes, you can find the target, but if they get the bailout, that target's going to survive, and then you can try and turn the play afterwards, because Team Liquid do still have enough of a front line, enough of a counter engage that FlyQuest can't just get that one for free.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you never want to be overcommitting against Renata to everything on one target, because then if it does get bailed out, then it can be quite problematic. But they have really good tools to get in on the back line, and because Ashe is so low mobility, it's very difficult to, you know, really get out of there and be able to make something happen.
But Team Liquid Honda versus FlyQuest for the tiebreaker series. Everybody here at Riot Games Arena, make some noise for our last game before Brazil. Winner getting 3rd seed, loser getting 4th. Either way, they're both getting ready for some flight travel. Some airplane travel.
Some flight travel.
Some flight travel. Yeah. I like to call it that.
You don't call it that one? Feet travel?
Yep. Foot travel, actually. Yeah.
I'm going to feet travel home after this.
What does Cassiopeia do?
Some wiggle.
Wiggle travel.
Wiggle travel.
Yep. Wiggle travel.
Yep.
Yeah. Got it.
Swimming's hand travel.
Makes
hand
sense.
travel.
Yeah.
You need your legs, though, too.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do a lot of work with the lower body.
You're supposed to use your legs. Okay, noted. Well, we're learning a lot today. Team Liquid going for a level 1 in Fate.
Aqua travel.
And look at this, since 2024, what is this stat? Game score is 13-13, series score is 4-4.
So this is the tiebreaker for the best of 27.
Yeah.
Best. That was some fast math right there.
You like laughed and then you looked. You're like, wait.
I was like, wait a minute. What is 13? In my head, the series score was added on.
Kangas started taking off his shoes. He was getting his toes involved.
To be fair, This is
I don't have that many
This
fingers.
is well past 2. So
Yes.
Yeah,
and 8.
I
He knows-
set
he
the
knows
bar
his
low.
limits.
I set the bar
The
low.
look of absolute confusion on his face, though, when I said that.
And then the second part, and this is all real, by the way. I wish I was recording this. He then looks up at Azael like Azael has just cracked the code to the
I just
universe.
cured cancer,
He's
yeah.
like,
He's
holy.
How did you do that? I don't
that
understand.
guy is smart.
He's a witch, burn him.
You're a world champ for a reason. I understand now. All right. Well, let's get back into the game because there is some actual League of Legends to talk about here as it's no lane swaps to start things off. Typically, we see Team Liquid go for those all the time, but right now it is standard lane assignments.
I'm curious, chat, what is your maximum counting number?
Bwimpo taking a lot of damage right now. Is Impact just going to solo kill Bwimpo level 1? Oh, misses the flash and Topo strike. Trade of summoner spells. Bwimpo does live.
Yeah, very close there. I mean, these two teams, we already showed the records there, dead even, but both of these teams have had the same roster for quite a while now. And in Modern League, these things change all the time. These are the longest tenured teams in Modern League right now. This is current. This is not like all time. But pretty much every year, teams are swapping people in and out, swapping it up. Inspired was saying this is the longest time he's actually had with one roster in his entire career, and this guy's been around for a long time, and that really goes to show how short careers are in pro gaming and how quickly you're going to be getting moved around on teams if you're not performing at the highest level.
All right, on screen we're seeing some early link up here. Bucio with the Nico trying to make a pass, posing as Inspired. They don't actually find the fight with the Skarner.
Ooh, Masu pulled back, has to Valkyrie away. He's fine right now, but just gets the ward down. Now has to go for a reset. As actually he stops the back and will try and catch his wave under the turret. Because they have their Vi nearby, there's really no threat of a dive. But look at top lane again. No flashes available this time. Bwimpo, you gotta be careful here.
His wave is so bad, though. The wave is pushing so heavily away from him, so he's trying to get this in. He really desperately wants this to crash. And because Impact is quite low on mana, and he has no flash, I think he's feeling confident enough to do it. If you base in this spot, it is really bad for your wave state. So he's really desperately saying, okay, I just got to get it in no matter what, get that wave crashed, and hope that jungler isn't here in time because Umti's coming right now.
Yeah, on the way. Skarner will pass over Vision shortly. Nope, turns back around. It goes to speak to the state of Doran's shield, where both of them, really relying on that. If you feel really comfortable, kind of low there, and so he's able to wait around. Umti's still on top side though, even though we're getting action everywhere
APA.
right now.
Oh,
Umpty
the
now goes for
poison!
it.
No, he's alive. But doesn't have flash, remember, but he gets a dash after every ability, so he should be fine right here.
And Umpty did not full clear, by the way. Did not do the Krug. So Umpty showing right now, they can kind of count. Looks like Inspired's just going to go for his
Kobe, that one you
though.
don't have to count. It says it on the screen. That's my cheat sheet.
Talking about in-game, the players.
Oh, yes. Okay.
They got to do a little counting, so.
Noted. All right, well, right now the bottom wave, priority over to FlyQuest. You're going to try and shove this one in as well as Bwimpo does go for a reset, teleporting back into lane, but I think is it still frozen? No, it looks like it's going to be pushing back in.
It'll slowly push towards him, yeah, because Impact couldn't really hold the wave. You did see that he lost a few minions, though, and as a result, it's now +7 CS for it now. Of course, that's going to even out a little bit, but Impact is able to take that kind of incremental advantage from the pressure he had. Being able to get the push in, being able to threaten that solo kill. You bounce the wave, it means it comes back towards you, and if your opponent is weaker, you're going to be able to eke out those CS advantages.
As right now mid lane also trading against each other. So far, no early advantages to either team. Just that one camp lead for Inspired as well, who has gone for the full clear. As now Quad taking some damage here, but should be just fine. Inspired not going towards the bottom side jungle. Going to look for that second spawn of camps. Maybe even the dragon down here.
I mean, that's what he's heading for right now, because bottom lane has pushed, and if you looked at the resets there, they do have Bucio coming right back out just in time, too. So CoreJJ doing his best at tower. Still full pressure for bottom lane. Bottom lane pressure is the recipe for early dragons, and Vi is very good at taking the early dragons, so pretty easy here for Inspired. Although the hawk shot does go over. Will they come in?
Quad's TPing back as well is going to be spotted on that. Umti in the area, but I think this is just gone. Can't really get there.
Inspired smites a little early, but the auto will get it regardless. So first objective picked up by FlyQuest.
And that actually feels so good because now he has a chance at contesting grubs as well. It's almost always going to be more the trade of the two, but because they got such an early dragon, thanks to that bot side push, he's just going to head straight up towards top side, and I think he's going to be starting up the grubs.
From Impact. I think that was the ultimate used right there, but either way, he's just going in onto Bwipo right now, taking a lot of damage here. Public execution, and Impact just dashing past him. Bwipo's got the wave, and he's still playing in it just fine.
All right, Cassante ultimate does time out.
Yeah,
all this time, by the way, Inspired has been killing grubs. 2 have been assassinated already in the back of the pit, and he should be able to get out before Skarner arrives. Yep, Inspired nicely done, saves his Q, jumps over the back of the pit, takes out some grubs, and leaves before... Wait a second, Bwipo's going real deep down there.
He has the flash off cooldown, but he might have to use it. Punish for walking up.
I mean, that was silly because he knew that they were there. Inspired had vision of them coming in. He wanted to get the honey fruit, but that was just way too greedy in that position. Impact, though, still low.
And now taking damage to the laceration. Slow. Impact now trying to turn it back around. The turret helping him out. One more auto would have been enough, but Impact's out of there.
If that's 2 longswords instead of a longsword and a ruby, it's probably a kill right there, not going to lie.
Yeah.
That was very, very close, but Bwipo able to get some pressure in, is going to be able to bounce a wave, deny a few minions. It'll collect and push back towards him, and he's going to be feeling really good about his spot.
All right, I want to see where Inspired goes with first Vi ultimate. Vi and Skarner both with ults ready. Huge playmaking potential on either jungler. And since Vi is bottom side right now, it might be bottom side.
The handshake pullback, damage onto Busio, throws out the clone. Jan has to worry about Masu, and he's actually winning that fight as well. But here comes Inspired flashing in. Not going to commit the ultimate available. Masu now getting some damage in. The wave will crash to Team Liquid. They have to back off.
Yeah, I mean, Inspired still has his ulti, and there's no flashes and no heal there for TL. So no shot of being able to walk back up there, or you're just going to get Vi ulted, you're going to get taken down. Inspired playing that really well, not overcommitting. You know, once he got that flash out with the Q flash, if you follow with the ulti into the tower, you are going to be in trouble. So just hold on. Knows they're going to be able to get another incremental advantage.
Yeah, I like playing to that side of the map. You know, Masu and Busio have constantly had push down there, earning some turret plate money for themselves as well. The Corki doing quite nicely, stacking up the tier as well.
Let's put them about 1 wave advantage for Masu, as Jan will now go for a reset here. Masu gets the first reset, so a little bit of tempo play for FlyQuest. No dragon to play for, though. Still 2.5 minutes until that's up, so just going to be catching this wave a little faster. Jungler's going back to clearing as well, but we do see CoreJJ on the roam. He's reset towards the mid lane, and Jan's going there as well, so Team Liquid are reassigning their lane positions.
Yeah, trying to get a little bit of vision down around that mid lane for now as Zier's heading out towards bot to be able to collect that wave, and is hanging out behind him, so it will be very safe to do so. You can see, though, Masu is just kind of chilling right now, waiting for Busio to come down here, and he's going to face check.
Busio stunned up into the wall, flashes the Impale. So Summoner Spell traded for the ultimate cooldown.
And the E-stun not being as long into the wall there. Busio's able to flash out of it. Of course, that still is huge. You know, the flash so big as Busio's about to hit level 6.
Yeah.
You know, taking away some of the playmaking, but that's definitely an investment. Meanwhile, we are still keeping up this pressure down here and hovering with Inspired after blue buff. Maybe he goes to relieve some pressure here.
I was a little bit surprised that TL moved their bot lane mid this early because there wasn't grubs coming up just yet. There wasn't dragon or anything up to really kind of be able to facilitate that. But so far, so good. And Azir can just farm pretty comfortably down on that bot side, especially because Nico lost flash. There's not really any threat of any aggressive play, so he's just kind of chilling farming down there.
Yeah, it kind of feels like there's not a lot happening all out, happening top side now. Is Impact in damage, public execution lands, and Bwipo trying to get out of there. Flash forward from Impact. No flash on Bwipo, remember, as Umti joins in. Team Liquid get first blood in the top lane.
First blood, they're going to be able to push on the tower. It's 40 seconds away from the grubs to be able to respond, so they invest the flash to do it. And actually, it's going to cost them a decent amount of turret plate down here, as APA did have to back off a little bit too. But they still have Jan's Ash Arrow for the grub fight in 25 seconds.
APA tries to go in for the play. The Emperor's Divide maybe going the wrong direction there. Either way, not going to be much.
So Bwipo's teleporting back out. I mean, the grub fight here, though, is just full vision coverage for Team Liquid in the setup for it.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to be able to get up there. Inspired still just kind of farming it up. Quad trying to get pushed in mid, but here comes the Ash
Arrow into the mid lane. Quad stunned up for a while. Throws out the Miasma, trying to reposition towards the bottom side here. Has to flash, and does get away.
It's actually quite a big one. double bottom lane recalls go off, though, for Masu and Busio. Actually, Busio cancels his just to play around with Umpty a little bit first. Looks like they're making the call. Send Corki back bottom lane.
So here's that replay. I think, yeah, he flashes, and I assume he just uses the ultimate the wrong way. There's a world.
Once the Valk is out, I don't think he can actually get the Nico, to be honest. I think Nico is out of range, but I don't know.
He's laughing at himself, too.
So it may be that he just straight up did it the wrong way, but I feel like he wasn't in range to actually pull Nico back.
Tough to know. Either way, Dragon picked up, though, by Team Liquid, denying the stacking from FlyQuest, and we're going to have a Mountain Soul for this tiebreaker game.
And Mountain Soul, I think, especially for TL's comp, would be insanely good. They are kind of a brick wall, and FlyQuest definitely depends on getting those initial picks. That upfront burst is so important, and having that Mountain Soul shield, plus obviously the additional stats for both the Skarner and the K'Sante, I think would make it really, really hard. And
they do have the teleport available on APA, so if APA goes and buys, TL probably are going to lose at least one. Yeah, they do lose at least one, so you can't get the full pack, but you could still try and contest if you wanted to.
Well, Team Liquid's a little slow to the play. I mean, Jan's only just now hitting midway, but...
Umpty chased him out, though.
Top lane might have a fight. Nope. Yeah, Umpty will deny 4 grubs. Interesting. I think FlyQuest, maybe they just didn't have information, because Jan was walking from mid. They could have tried to go for a second. Yes, Umpty can try and just smite steal it, but 4 grubs would have felt nice. It is denied, so nobody's getting any feats of strength stack from that one. Public execution from Bwipo to get away. Impact is making Bwipo's life a nightmare in this top lane.
Yeah, it really is. And I think the fact that Inspired actually used Smite on the first grub meant they were really just going to go for the one and trying to get out. Masu was down towards bot side. They have no vision across the river, really. So I think they were thinking, you know what, we just make sure we get 1. We don't allow them to get 4 grubs, and then we're going to be happy with that.
Exactly. Don't want to have any casualties up at that fight because APA, they made the call. They're like, APA just recalled. He's looking for the teleport. Let's not do anything. Don't go for it here. Still looking for the next big play on Ash Arrow, though.
Yeah, and I will say because Jan was resetting for that play at the Grubs, it does give Masu a bigger lead in that bot lane. That's a substantial CS differential that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I mean, they were getting pushed in on bot side. They elected to move their bot lane towards mid for TL, so Jan was kind of just farming mid, but moving around the map a little bit more means he is going to be down a fair bit of CS, down about 3 full waves, and Masu now matching him in mid lane, as both teams are 3-3 apiece on grubs, as well as 1 dragon apiece. So this is just looking like one of those games that is going to go straight up towards team fights.
Yeah, exactly. And we already said that Jan on the Ashe, it's not about being a big hyper carry. It's more about setting up the plays for the team with those enchanted crystal arrows. So I'm looking more at APA to see how well is he going to perform in these fights.
Absolutely, but at the same time, I mean, the harder you make it for them to take you down, the more you force them to commit, the better it is going to be for your team. And you can see they have quite a defensive setup on the bot side. It's Guardian for core, it's heal for core, there's barrier on Jan, right? So all of those, plus the bailout, plus the hostile takeover, plus you know, the shield from the E, and all of these additional things are going to make him pretty difficult to just knock down.
APA looking for it. Oh!
Where's the camera?
Swing and a miss, round 2. APA, dodges the Petrifying Gaze there. Quad not able to land that one, but APA is taking a lot of damage. Umpty impales to bring him away. Says, please, APA, get out of there. I'm doing my best, man, and it's not enough. Quad gets the kill.
Oh, Inspire just ignores the Skarner, runs right past him. He knows there's no escape for Azir. Goes down in punishment for his whiff.
Strike 2 for APA right there, as that is now 2 whiffed Emperor's Divides. Man, right when we were saying his Azir's looking pretty good, man. He's bouncing back. He's doing it. As now Busio with the Pop Blossom finds a play here on the Core JJ.
TP coming in.
Teleport, as Core JJ still has the flash available, I believe. Didn't have to use it, and Team Liquid, they get out of that just fine.
That was an uninspiring teleport.
Yeah.
Didn't get a lot with it. We are going to see K'Sante just shoving on top side, and now TL has the TP advantage because Impact just stays up there. He's going to be able to shove this in, deny a full wave. So Bwipo loses a decent amount in a matchup that he already felt like he was getting pushed in and bullied around a little bit in.
But they're opting to keep him bottom. He shoves out that wave, and Masu arrives in time because it's a cannon wave to collect the majority there. So Masu just going to eat up on the Corki, and he has been eaten quite well. We'll see. He did not die in his Varus game. Looked very, very good with it. Let's see what he can do this time around. I mean, everybody pretty much on their 1-item power spikes. There you go. You just get the Kraken Slayer now for Jan. So catching right back up.
But the fact Masu has the Trinity Force, and he's already this stacked on the tier as well. I mean, 30 CS up over his lane opponent. Really good showing from FlyQuest bot laner. See if Team Liquid's able to take this top turret. Bwipo's going to get it first. He actually gets the wave shoved in bot lane, and Team Liquid cannot answer fast enough. So first turret, first structure goes over to FlyQuest.
And you can see Yon without the flash didn't feel comfortable to stay under tower alone, so he just moves up towards mid to cover there.
Yeah. And
they do end up giving up that first tower. TL will have prio on top side though, so should be able to grab this Herald here, and I think it's likely to be more of a setup towards the Dragon, but Inspired moving out, Masu's here, Busio's here, so they may want to see if there's any angle for a contest. I just think it's probably too late, and they're probably better served just looking towards Dragon.
Yeah, because Bubba doesn't have teleport. He did a full reset, so he's going to have to walk all the way. And it looks like those wards around Dragon will be the primary goal here. There's one in pit that gives TL vision, and it is a mountain dragon, so it takes a little bit longer to kill. They're walking their way on over.
Team Liquid are approaching, but it's just Core JJ. It's just Yon. It's public execution, misses. Still big damage. Hostile takeover hits onto 3 members. Bubbo could be in trouble, has to flash away. As Empty flashes forward. He doesn't know where he wants to go. Oh, he pulls back at Buzu. Pop Blossom used on all members on the back line. FlyQuest trying to run with the fight, and they get 2 down. Core almost falls. Impact can't do anything as FlyQuest find their own engage. APA gifted it to him.
Yeah, who needs a flash when you've got a Skarner to help you out?
Yeah.
Umpty's driver's license is maybe being revoked there with the Skarner. Turns it back around, delivers a big Pop Blossom into the team, and FlyQuest say, thank you very much. We'll take a Dragon for a reward. We'll take a mid-tower for a reward.
Yep.
That is so huge for them. And he was going for, probably the extra pressure on Bwipo, who had just been chunked to 50% and used the flash on the Ambessa.
Ooh, can he get in?
Can he get in this? Drops the ward over, has the blast cone available.
Redemption.
Into it. 50-50, he gets it. Umpty redeeming himself immediately.
That's one where, as a jungler, you're annoyed that no one helped you hitting that Dragon. Because it's like you win a fight, and then everyone goes and pushes the lanes and leaves you to solo it and just takes too long. But we can watch this one more time as Masu, with a sidestep on the hostile takeover, is able to avoid that completely just on the very edge. And then this is where Umpty tries to get this angle here. He flashes forward, looking for quad, can't get him, and just drives Buzio right into the middle of the team for the 3-man Pop Blossom. Even though APA saw it happening and got the Azir ult down, the ult was already cast, it just wasn't in time, and Umpty gives him a big assist.
And delivered.
Okay. As we're back to live, Core JJ just gets picked off. Maybe we'll get a replay of that one as well.
It's the Uber Eats driver right there.
Bonus. What's the tip looking like?
If you're on TL side, no tip. Yeah, FlyQuest side, slide him a 20, here you go.
Yeah, you'll take those service charges anytime.
5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars.
Busio specifically is going to slide him the extra tip there. We get a little replay of the blast cone.
Okay, so it looks like he was just trying to get some vision down, thinking that there was a window, but picked off. All right, well, 2K gold lead for FlyQuest as it stands right now. A lot of that because of that play in the mid lane there. Busio finding that big engage, but the members with the gold. Bwipo standing tall now, is having a rough early laning phase, but at this point has equalized.
Well, and that's kind of the thing with Ambessa. Once you get some ranks in your ultimate, the Omnivamp that you're coming in with becomes very difficult for tanks to deal with.
Chance Crystal Arrow whiffs. Can APA get it? That's one! Dunks Masu into the rest of the team, and that's a shutdown gold over to APA as well. He'll take that one as Bwipo is in here. Umpty's trying to keep the Ambessa away from the rest of the team, but also push him towards Impact, who teleports in for the flank play. Public execution only onto the Skarner. Pop Blossom onto 2, but Bwipo's down. Shutdown goal to Yon. Busio bought space for Inspired and Quad, but they can't follow up. Double kill to Yon.
Pick after pick after pick. They find it. They get the combo. Yon with the ultimate is able to start it out, allowing APA to get the good angle. And then the teleport from Bwipo means he's in a bad spot so that Umpty can knock him into the wall. And the rewards are going to be Otacon here, unless Inspired can pull out some crazy heroics.
They kind of have to try. I mean, it's right at 20 minutes. It's the perfect timing for those kills.
Inspired's going in onto Impact. Uses the Vault Breaker, has Quad behind him. It's going to be a 2-man mission. Keeping Impact out of there. Team Liquid will have to take a fight. It could be a 50-50 if Inspired gets in there, but no, he's not going to Vault Breaker forward. Instead, now FlyQuest have to get out. Not sure what the call was there. APA's onto Quad. Impact onto Inspired. Quad's doing a lot of damage. APA, Petrifying Gaze onto 2. He's taking too much damage, though, and will go down. Bailout saves APA. Matsu over the top, though, will get 2 of the Guardian Angels. kills, flashing away from Impact, trying to get the damage down with Busio in his back pocket. That could be 3. Team Liquid will get the Otacon. It's going to be expensive. Now Inspired, oh, stunned into the wall. He's still alive. Team Liquid will get out with 2 members, and Impact lives as well. That's 3 that still have the buff.
Well, we'll see. Masu is still going to be hunting for him. Impact's going to try to get back to base. Does he actually find him? He's going to walk out. Will be spotted now. They know he's there.
Just got to be careful, though. He could look for the turn. Big damage. Masu lives.
Wow, Inspired did such a good job buying time there. Realized I can't actually get in to try to smite steal this away, but I can make them take so much time getting out of here that the rest of my team will respawn, will rejoin with the fight, and knock off most of those GAs. So a lot of the power has been taken out of that Otacon. It's still good for TL, but not anywhere close to those game-ending Otacons that we've seen so many times.
That was crazy how long Inspired lives. He draws 2 members away from Quad to be able to do all work on the Cassiopeia. So here's a look. They try and go after Impact first, but once they realize they're, Scryer's Orb sees that the Otacon's going down, they're on the run. Let's take a look at the other side as Inspired tries to live here. It's just Impact chasing him currently, and Quad with the big ulti is able to get them low enough that Masu then comes in. He actually starts collecting a couple of the revives.
And I just love how Inspired is always staying close enough, and Hellunder's ult that whole time then flashes away. He's just keeping that threat, saying, you need to pay attention to me, you need to pay attention to me, watch out, I'm going to go in, I'm going to engage. And they're always having someone marking him, following him around constantly. He does such a good job of kind of just juggling and walking that line to keep them interested, to buy time for Masu, and to allow them to get in there and get those kills. 3 cats adopted, not bad.
Not too shabby.
One of those for you, Kobe?
I hope so.
I hope so. I hope so as well.
Who do I got to talk to?
Very big number right there on the screen. FlyQuest right now. Try to fight for the mid-wave control as the Dragon is spawning now. Mountain Dragon up. That would be Dragon Soul point for Team Liquid if they can get this.
Feats, of course, have been grabbed by Fly, so they've got those upgraded boots in for everyone except Whippo, who's still on the brown bags. But looking towards this next Dragon here, again, TL, if they are able to get towards Mountain Soul, that is massive for their team. Had a great smite steal in that last Dragon fight.
Chandra Crystal Arrow does land. Emperor's Divide, they're picking Inspired. Now he's using the ultimate on the core JJ. Masu just doesn't have the space to walk forward, though, nor the damage to trade.
The timings of TL's picks have been so good when they've gone for them. Really, really good stuff from Yon specifically. They do get a flash out, though. Payment here. APA uses his. Should still be objective for themselves, though. They still were able to get the pick onto Inspired. Yon doing some really good work for TL, starting out multiple of these plays. You remember back to that mid one, it was him that started it, that got Masu into the bad spot, that allowed APA to even get the Azir shuffle back, too. So big stuff from the Ashe, and that is going to be Mountain Soul point.
And that's 10%, even just for the individual Dragons, 10% armor and MR, which is going to be quite nice for the Cassante as well as for the Skarner as we go further and further on into this game. Masu going to start to need a Last Whisper, some sort of armor pen, pretty early on. Quad even, and going to be having to look towards that. Could definitely be problematic when you already have these champions that are such brick walls.
As of right now, it's majority armor, so Masu's job's going to be tough. So I'm looking at Quad then as being the one that can step up and try and do that damage to shred through these tanks. If FlyQuest go for a fight, Baron's going to be up in 30 seconds. That's the next thing that they could try and fight for.
Yeah, and we'll see. Baron's still very risky to take, of course. Is not that easy to start up. But, of course, I do think FlyQuest and TL both have pretty fast takes on the Baron. They have some really high DPS here, both with the Cassio as well as with the Azir. And the on-hit Ashe, obviously, going to do some really good damage.
Currently, the problem facing FlyQuest is that Quad doesn't have teleport, plus on Cassio has a little bit harder time playing side lanes than an Azir, who is so much more mobile. But he does have his flash advantage, so he can utilize that to impose some threat here on the playmaking. We saw the devastation of the combo from Nico plus Cassio ultimates in the mid lane previously, and so he kind of hovers there to go.
Yeah, APA just showed in the bottom wave. Is mobile, but does not have flash. And it looks like Inspired does not realize he's just backing right there. Okay. Operation Shadow Hide. APA gets out. We're working.
Shadow Hide, feet travel.
We're trying some new content over here.
Combine too.
Kind of reminds me of like this old names where people like Death Assassin 23.
I'm basically naming ability names, really.
Okay. Shadow Hide.
Just smash two words together.
Yeah, exactly. Shove them together.
I mean, isn't that how language works? As we have a pause happening in the game right now. Kellen.
Okay, so we are going to be going back into game. They investigated the bug. It didn't actually affect the game in any way. Basically, Nico's clone moved weirdly while it was backing, but it didn't actually affect anything. So we are playing through, and we are going to continue onwards.
Still good to report the bug if you're a player. Always take it seriously. But as we're back into the game, APA yet again. What did I call it? The Operation Shadow Hide. He gets out. He's good. He's fine.
Bucio, level 8, by the way, he, has been roaming a lot and not picking up very much experience. So when you do get behind, especially on these squishy engaged champions, you've got to be so on point with your initial engage because you really only get that couple seconds and then you are dead. Like, he is going to be paper. He's 6 levels behind the 80 carries.
Umpty's not always going to be there to carry you to the back line as well. As right now, Umpty is finding Bucio. Flash used towards Inspired Pop Blossom, and yet again impaled. He's still alive, but not for long. Umpty gets the kill credit. Yeah,
that's a pretty big kill there, with Baron now having spawned, of course, a minute and a half ago. Now they get the kill on Bucio. They get both his summoners as well. So even when he gets back, he's not going to really have much threat whatsoever.
But he's a low level, so he's going to come back quick. So
okay, there we go. Always look at the positive right now, as positively Umpty's getting in onto Bwipo. Flash away as he's hit by the Renata Glass ultimate, but Masu peppering some damage in onto the tanks. It seemed like they're just trying to corral this mid wave in. Bwipo will catch that.
See, Bucio's back already on the map, running out. He'll be here shortly. They do clear it out, not too much damage taken, and already they're the first ones out to the side lane. Said Quan down there really quickly.
Yeah, Quad going down there, he's actually not showing. He's kind of like playing on the angle, but doesn't really want to show until just now. So I think he was very worried about them potentially, rushing over to a Baron or trying to force a play. So he wanted to wait until more members had moved from TL out of that mid lane before he showed. So gives up a couple minions, but really wants to kind of hide that information for a little bit.
You could say he was hiding in the shadows, as we'll catch that wave now. Okay, well, Impact will at least be seen on this one. Catch the wave. And it is interesting that even with that pick on a Bucio, yes, you get the summoner spells. That's probably the big pickup, but they didn't get any objectives on the map afterwards. They weren't able to actually take down that mid turret. They didn't set up all this vision around Baron to make some kind of play there. So Bucio is back on the map. We'll have to track that flash cooldown. That's the big pickup for Team Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, look at all those control wards through the river. I guess it does make it a little difficult to try and move in. It's backed up by hawk shots that are constantly coming out too. So CoreJJ camping on one right now.
Oh, handshake from CoreJJ. Oh, pulls Bwipo out of the Enchanted Crystal Arrow direction. A little bit of missed synergy right there. Bwipo having to walk away, but now public execution with Inspired in. They're looking at the AD carry. APA over the top, though. They shut down Yan. Can they get more? Inspired trades his life. Masu on a flank right now. Quad and Bwipo are going to try and corral Team Liquid in, but Masu just doesn't do that much damage to the front line. He's trying his best as Bwipo looks to go in. Can't get onto CoreJJ. In goes Masu. Gets onto APA. Flashing over the wall. Now looking at CoreJJ. Looking at the jungler. Double kill for APA. That's a triple kill to the Azir.
So clean from APA to use the Zhonya stasis to delay for the bailout. Allow him to get the kill target right there. Even though Masu flashes over the wall, he then turns around, gets his own kill target there, revives himself. Crazy, crazy little team fight here for TL. It looks like they're recalling, though. No Baron immediately afterwards.
Yeah, this was a pretty insane fight. It all started earlier. Core playing around on vision here. The handshake, as you said, kind of pulls him out of the range of that Crystal Arrow. But then as Inspired comes in, it looks like this is going to go really well for FlyQuest. There they have the setup, the Q flash followed up. And look at this ulti timing there from Inspired. Perfectly buffered to immune the Azir ult pushback. They get that first kill, and you were thinking this is going to go so well for FlyQuest.
Yeah, because look how much damage they're taking. So much poke. Masu's just dumping damage into Umpty on the side. Quad had to flash away from the Cassante there, though. Bwipo gets so close, and then they put the bailout into instant Zhonyas, which delays it from the Pop Blossom. And since Bucio's solo, when he comes out, he gets the bailout and the triple, and TL survive. Woof, they are popping off. So slim, those margins.
And now we're back to live. We have another fight. Enchanted Crystal Arrow buffered by Inspired. Umpty can't quite get in there. Impale coming off cooldown shortly. FlyQuest can back away, though. Man, it is just back-to-back fights. When FlyQuest and Team Liquid meet on the Rift, you know you're in for a banger.
But that's also Mountain Soul now that was grabbed there by TL. So TL have that Mountain Soul. This is going to be, I think, incredibly difficult for FlyQuest to win from here. It is going to depend on them getting a really good start to the fight, because it is going to be so tough to punch through these frontliners that they were already really struggling with.
Yeah.
And even harder now to get a kill on someone like Jan, who's backed up by Locket, by Guardian, by Heal, by Barrier, by all of these additional things, the Bloodthirster overheal. There's so many tools that they have now to keep their members alive.
It just means that last fight that we just saw and replayed has just carries so much weight in the context of this game. Such a big advantage after that. And that fight was won by such tiny health bars. Bwipo was like 80 health from finishing off APA, probably even less, maybe even like 50 there. So incredibly close. And TL, now like you're saying, with the Mountain Soul shield, super, super beefy Umpty and Impact there. It's going to be a lot easier for them to set up their next fight. Now they're spam pinging in mid lane as they push it out, and Umpty goes to chase into jungle as well. They have Ash Arrow ready here for Jan. He wants to get into the fog of war before firing it off, so goes over here to the control wards, fires off the Hawk shot. They completely black out the vision around Baron.
Lucio's keeping vision down, trying to watch where Team Liquid's walking, as Umpty will get hit, stunned up in the miasma. He's still pretty tanky. That's a teleport coming in. He's going to get down to half health, still getting peppered with damage. As hostile takeover hits onto 2, but there's the engage coming in from Bwipo. We're looking at Empty. We're committing everything to get the jungler, but Inspired also in trouble. Flash bomb blossom from Busio gets onto 2. Can they kill Jan? Can they take down the AD carry? Jan stands his ground. Bwipo's in trouble. Jan with the kill credit. And Team Liquid answer in kind. APA looking for even more. Takes the shuffle forward, does not have the Emperor's Divide, and now he might just go down. Has the stasis yet again. Quad can get the damage in. It's Matsu with the credit as they're keeping Core JJ away. It's just down to Impact and Core, but they don't have any damage. FlyQuest are gonna win the fight. Are you kidding me?
That was insane. Back-to-back chases right there. They get the first kill. Bwipo, really nice timing on his ultimate there with Mbessa, but in the end, FlyQuest now with the comeback. 4 people alive. Baron should be there. Core JJ, all he can do is watch and put down the ward in the aftermath. FlyQuest creating a banger here for us.
That was a crazy fight. I mean, it was just very back and forth. They get the initial CC onto Umpty, and they decide, you know what, we're going to go for it here. Bwipo comes in. He uses the public execution to immune that ulti coming through from Core, gets in onto Umpty, and they're trying to go for him. But then over on the other side, Inspired is getting pushed out by APA and Jan so heavily. Busio goes over the wall, and watch this E. It's through Jan onto APA, gets both of the carries. Beautifully done. But still, from this spot, you realize, well, Mazu couldn't actually follow up. Quad couldn't follow up. It felt like Busio went too far, but then APA gets very confident here, decides, you know what, I'm going to slide back in, but both the carries are still there and full health.
And Quad still had his ultimate. So the Quad being in the river, not being able to follow up on the first chase, and he still had all spells ready. So when they then chase through, Team Liquid, led there by APA. Bwipo can laugh because he was the first one down. And he's like, oh, great. They just chased into our Cassio, who had ultimate steal still available, and that ends up being the Baron now. So Mountain Soul to one side, but let's see what FlyQuest can get done with this Baron. That is a huge chunk of gold into their pockets, as well as the lasting benefits of the buff itself. It does a substantial amount with the attack damage and ability power that you get in addition to the minion pushing.
And look at the timers on the Baron plus the Elder Spawn, right? It's going to go right into that. So you can keep them pushed in, you can deny vision, you can make it very, very difficult. So as that Baron expires, they can be right at the Elder looking to start that up, and TL are going to be likely pinned in their base. We'll see if TL can hang on, though. Of course, the Baron is just temporary. That Mountain Soul they have is permanent, so they can just kind of slow it down and still play this grouped up style.
Oh, they get another stun here onto APA. No follow-up for the rest of FlyQuest. Busio is lethal with these.
Masu just must have had so much gold after that, by the way. He bought a full rapid fire and a QSS.
Wow.
And he was on 3 items prior, so he just bought a full item and a half after that. He had to have been out on the map for a very long time, but he gets a lot more difficult now to pin down with that QSS available and the cleanse behind it.
Also still has that big CS advantage as Inspired. Now the focus, Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands. Ooh. And Whippo pulled back here. This is the public execution, but he's just buying space for Inspire to get out as FlyQuest are actually damaging Umti. Yeah, Matsu and Quad, they hurt now. We were talking about the damage, the durability rather, of Team Liquid, how big their health bars are. All the damage is there for FlyQuest now. I
mean, Matsu has had the LDR for quite some time, but the Void Staff got finished after that last series of events there for Quad, so he is online, he's ready to go, and FlyQuest confident to just keep trying to fight this, but there is APA pushing up mid.
Trying to fight for that mid lane control. Matsu's answering, as the rest of the members of FlyQuest are waiting for the Elder Dragon spawn. It's going to be a classic Elder fight. Team Liquid are all grouped up as 5. FlyQuest are a little split right now, but now Inspired going in onto APA, engaging further onto Jan, flashing away as APA misses the shovel onto Matsu. The outplay, Pop Blossom from Busio, as Team Liquid need to try and reposition the fight, but their carries are split from the front line. FlyQuest can try and wipe them all. Impact will get one, but a double to Bwipo and another to Matsu. FlyQuest win another fight.
I feel like that was some crazy work put in by Inspired here on the Vi. He was able to pressure, for the end. He was able to pressure both TL carries. They are going to go straight for these towers, burn right through them.
Do they have the wave? Yeah, he's trying to get the wave, but he's down. Do they have enough of a wave? 25 seconds. Born too late to explore the planet. Born too early to explore space. Born just in time to watch FlyQuest versus Team Liquid in the tiebreaker match. Best of 27 across the year. FlyQuest take it.
Okay, Core JJ is the only one left alive. Yep, we'll call it right there. No minion shenanigans are going to change anything. It is FlyQuest that finished the Nexus with their own hands here this time.